Man, that is way too loud. You can practically hear every time I make a noise. It should be better. It's way too loud. You can practically hear every time I make a noise. Oh god, now it's gonna start repeating. Okay. So many photos. Bear's really cute, but I don't know their name. Firefly. Okay, yeah, that's the best I'm gonna get from that, I think. That's literally how I found most of the people, is I just look for their tags on their shirts. Yeah, we'll go with that. Oh, I just realized you're wearing a Musicali shirt. That's good. Gosh, I really want to know who made that suit. Probably if I find their Twitter or something, I can probably figure it out. Oh, jeez, that's really high up. Music. Thank you.
Changing up your point of view. You try to leave, but you're a product of the shoegaze blues. I wanna be online, be online. I wanna be online when she does.
See, that just looks blurrier. I don't know what I did. What is up with that? What did I do differently? For once, I actually like the original better. That was the shadows. Whoa, one other viewer. That One of them is literally me, so hello. I'm getting so many notifications. Oh god, those white and blacks are so intense. There we go. I like that. I'm all concerned if I want to add a big I don't know how to correctly pronounce it. I don't know how to correctly pronounce a lot of words when it comes to stuff like this. I think I'm gonna do it right now with this. I already went through these pictures I did with I never asked her how to correctly pronounce her name. Shani Shantani. They came out really well. When I was we kept taking pictures around the park. This one's my favorite one. Here's her badge, Shitani. God, people have such good names. I'm always really bad. That one came out that I should have sent that one to her too. This one came out pretty good. The ones on the bench didn't, but she wanted to show off her jacket. Oh, I love this little kitty. I'm so happy I have more photos of her on, where did my music go?
Hey, baby. Hey,
I don't like this song. God, why do I have so many notifications? I'm just trying to stream stuff.
I bet your shoulders can hold more than just the straps of that tiny dress that I'll help you slide aside when we get home. I've seen it steel drum weight of me, effortless, just like that dress that I'll help off. Because I've seen you, and I know you, and I'm not going anywhere. Because I've seen you, and I know you, and I'm not going
There we go.
anywhere.
This one is also pretty good. I don't think I'll have to do much. See, like when you reduce the white, you can see how dirty the white fur gets in some photos. Like, oof. And like, yeah, that's better. Ooh, yeah. So tip, don't reduce the white too much in your photos, or else your white fur will look very dirty.
One by one they come undone when we get home.
'Cause I've seen you, and I know you, and I'm not going anywhere. Because I've seen you, and I know you, and I'm not going anywhere. Because I've seen you, and I know you, and I'm not going anywhere. Because I've seen
Oof.
you, and I know you, and I'm not going anywhere. It's not like it was. That don't mean I'm just hanging it up.
And chat, if anyone was chatting about anything. And then you guys can just all enjoy.
It's not like it was. Living in the sunrise, a hell of a drug. We've entered in the darker side.
God, the vibes. This was definitely one of my favorite suitors at the convention. She was everywhere. And there's a nice color scheme too. Yeah, she actually fought in one of the kaiju battles. And she was throwing herself around. She was really into it. I think I might add all that highlight back. Because I really just don't want that white fur to be showing any dirt. hate second guessing my editing. It's one of the things that bothers me the most. Cause like I know it looks good, but I always just have to check, just like to make sure. That actually made it look a little bit better. And the histogram's looking a lot nicer now that I did that. Still try to reduce. Ooh, no. Well. Thank you for the roar. I had to unmute myself. Yeah, I'm recovering from con crud. I was doing really well for the first few days, and then the next thing I know, I am horribly miserable. I was like coughing and sneezing. I'm still recovering from it. Oh, this is one of my favorite songs. Masking layers. Oh boy, maybe I should reduce the sound. I don't know if my music is too loud or not. This is Lightroom. I still say I'm new to stuff. According to this, yes, you can do layer masks, but I've never done it before. Or maybe not. I don't know. I do wildlife photography, so a lot of the time with wildlife photography, they don't want you to be changing anything. Like actually in a lot of the rules for like National Geographic and stuff, you're not allowed to even put it into a editing software. You have to just send in the raw image, which is quite something because you're always gonna have something a little bit off about your photo that you want to fix, and you just can't do it. Yeah, it was a delayed con crud. I don't know what happened. Some people got it immediately, but in my case, I was doing fine, and then, like, I slept in, and I missed one of my classes on Tuesday, even though I came back Sunday night. One of those things, I was just so exhausted that I just fell asleep. And, yeah. So I missed the class on Tuesday, despite coming back Sunday night. And then I'd have to say my coughing and stuff started like around Wednesday for sure. And the worst of it was definitely Saturday. It's very much the in the throat kind. See slight movements, and you're just like, what do you do? They all look the same, but each of them has a little bit of a difference to it. I have to say, this is actually, despite me being the only one really in this stream, except for one person, it helps because I have been super lonely since A&E, so it's a nice thing for me to just rant and act like somebody is listening. Though I may cut the stream short to catch a movie night in another dorm. I live in a dorm where we do nothing, but then there's a dorm a few of my friends live in that they do have, what do you call it? Oh. That they do actually have dorm activities. Yeah. This was only one of the only silent suitors I came across, which is kind of interesting because I'm gonna make a video about this. I've always wanted to make a video, and like an actual, video to talk about stuff. I'm gonna do like one like, hey, it was my first furry convention, and here's what it was like. I first got into like the fandom in like pretty early. I'd say like maybe 2012, 2011, even though I'm 18. Because I was into like a bunch of roleplay stuff, and we were the horrible kids that would take other people's art and claim them as their own characters. And I just remember that, and I remember when I eventually found videos of furry conventions, there were so many silent suitors. The whole big thing was like that people just didn't talk in suit because it would be breaking the magic. But then and then the whole thing of really having handlers to speak for you, and having people, and having the Headless Lounge, and all that stuff was like really big and important. But then when I went to A&E, there were so many people that talked in suit, and it wasn't, and like people were just like, oh, I'm hot, and then boop, there goes their head immediately. Like when I went to the fursuit games and stuff, or I went to the dances, people just were like, okay, I'm done, and then would just take off their heads right then and there. And I just was like, I was fascinated because I had been wanting to go to a convention for a long time, and every time I watched videos and stuff about, the, like, it's your first furry convention, they would always say, they would always stay in character or whatnot. They would never take off their head. This is kind of one of the reasons why I kind of like silent suitors a little bit, because the whole thing, like, about putting on a fursuit is that you're becoming a character. You're not who you usually are. You're someone different, and I just find that awesome. And will you have the same exact voice? Maybe, maybe not. If you're an animal, then it's like a little bit feral. Like Telephone was one of the first ones. It's like you're definitely not gonna have the voice. You're gonna be talking. Well, you're gonna be squeaking. So yeah, it was quite something seeing that, I guess. One of the ones I really liked a lot, Chipper. That's it. I loved Chipper because he was one who was really big about staying in character and stuff and being like a totally different person. Let's see how far behind my my stream is based on this. It was quite something. Seeing that, I guess. Holy moly, my stream is far behind. And buffering a lot. I am very sorry about that. I wonder if there's any way for me to make it go faster. Let's see how far behind my stream is based on this. Also, my mic is picking up everything. Oh boy. I haven't streamed in over a year, and this is all new equipment and stuff, so I am like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Yeah, I was literally thrown right back into the fandom last year. After watching, actually, I watched Beta's video on, oh boy. After watching, what do you call it? The 7 levels of being a furry. I'm using Streamlabs. I literally just downloaded it today. Because I've seen a lot of people use it. And it looks okay. I've also found that when I use my external hard drive, it slows down my computer, it buffers a lot. Which is why my music kind of cuts out sometimes. I'll figure it out if I want to actually do more live streams and stuff. This was more kind of like on the spur. I wanted to talk to people while I go through photos and stuff. Yeah, my college's internet actually isn't too bad. My parents to say that the home internet isn't that bad, but anytime you turn on the microwave, the internet buffers. And they refuse to believe it, and I'm like, no, it buffers. So then they always get upset, like, when they're, like, watching something, and then the next thing they know, the TV cuts out or whatever, and then it's like, well, it's because it's connected to the internet, and, I wish I got a better picture of that. And the whole thing is that I don't know why the microwave cuts it off. God, look at all these cute fursuiters. I want to go back. See, someone... shoot, what's their name? I know I follow them on Twitter. Or Oreo? Or Io? Whatever. I was even thinking, like, man, that'd be a cool thing if people, like, had, like... If, like, I did a whole tracking collar, telemetry tracking collar or whatever for fursuits. And then I saw that, and I'm like, oh, man, they got ahead of it before me. Because I go to environmental college, so I actually learned how to do it, how to actually track animals using that, which was really awesome. Yeah, that tiny little difference of Fenrir going roar. I think one paw out, but if he moves back, then that one's a bit more new. Oh, look at all their muddy paws. Oh no. That probably took a bunch to clean up. Let's see if I can do like a... There are so many hooves in this small photo group that just kind of appeared. That they let me follow. Wait, where's this country song coming from?
Loss has no end. It binds to our connection.
So you're making popping thinking noises. It's...
You've got burning in you, and you can help me, and in our time together, her memory will ever.
I had a top chat viewer of 3 people a few minutes ago, and now they're all gone. You can see why it takes me forever to actually go through photos, because I always have to look at each thing and go like...
I miss the old hand
I always just change things so subtly.
when she used to sing.
I'm a perfectionist.
Arrows spread their mortal wings. Now they've all lighted with the silence of strings, like notes on
See, I don't like that.
pages.
It looks too straight. I like it kind of having a bit of a turn to it, you know? It just... it adds something.
To share the trouble that you've got burning in you, then you can help me, and in our
No, I like to... okay.
will ever shine like golden embers in the night.
I'm so indecisive. Yeah, so I wish I could go to Pine Fir Con after this one being such an awesome convention, but I just don't have the money. It would be 2 nights,
Just like an old friend,
which is like
reach out,
100 something each.
bathe me in
I think like 119.
understand.
I already spent a lot of money on the hotel room before A&E, so this is like...
Share the trouble that you've got burning.
make that bigger without it. Come on. I mean, you're not gonna let me make it bigger, will you? I think this is one of the most boring streams you can ever watch. Because of the fact, like, with art, at least you're making something. But, like, with photos, you're just kind of going through and just sort of looking at stuff and making minor changes to it. It's one of the reasons why I'm a little bit discouraged with actually posting photography, because of the fact that I think a lot of people see more appreciation in drawings, because it's more of like you're actually creating something rather than just capturing a photo of something that's happening. But like people, I've been trying to sell my photography for a long time, and well, not really a long time now that I think about it, like more of like a year. But I've realized just how hard it is, because people just look at art in the terms of people drawing or painting, and since you're creating something new, I think it just has more value, and they want that more, and therefore it sells more. So I've been going to a local craft excuse me, I've been going to a local craft market for a few weeks. I'm actually going to be skipping next week. That I usually go to, but I've only made 4 sales, and I've been going there since January. Which in total is only like $75 back, because I don't sell them for much. I'm still a beginner photographer, I like to say. I like to say I'm not beginner, but I'm not pro. Maybe that would just count as amateur. But already people who paint birds instead of photographing birds like me have already sold way more, made much more money than me. And it makes me kind of think that my photos almost have no meaning. They're not going to get any attention. And people just don't see all the hard work that goes behind this. Like, my camera equipment costs a lot. I had to bring a whole bag with me just for this. And if you see, like, what somebody like Sven Fennick does, he brings, like, all that camera equipment with him to the conventions, and that's a lot of stuff to get, like, just a singular photo, and it just takes a lot more work than people realize. You gotta get things lined up. You can't just paint it to look the way you want it to look. You have to move things, and one of the best advices I got was you gotta make the photo rather than take the photo. You gotta line these fursuiters up and have them all lead in the right spot to take the photo. So, when I posted my photos to Twitter, and people like Pineapple and Shade Raptor and all those people I took photos of actually like them, it was like a moment of they appreciate it as much as somebody maybe even just drawing a character for them, because that's them in the suit, that's I captured a moment of like a fun time they maybe had. If you haven't noticed, I'm having a moment of self-realization right here, but it's an actual thing of them realizing that, you know, maybe, yeah, I don't know. And it's almost great to actually see people even using the photo I took of them as like even their profile picture, or in Luminex's case, he used it as his he used it as a YouTube thumbnail, and Daxter Dingo used it as used it in one of those like meme things, and it's like somebody used another one of my photos as, like, you know, the draw over twice, and it's like, holy cow, people are actually using my photos, and I've only actually started contributing to like the fandom like a week ago, despite me being in the fandom for a long time. Good God, I hope this video stays on YouTube so I can actually take that snippet and post it somewhere, because I'm proud of myself for realizing that my photography matters to one other viewer. Oh, good God. What am I doing? I'm sitting here in my dorm room editing photos of fursuiters. Hope you're proud of me, Mom.
Everybody says she's beautiful.
I had to like describe to my mom the other day how people actually see out of the fursuit eyes, because she thought for a while that you saw out of you saw out of your mouth. That's the case for mascots, but yeah, not for fursuiters. My school's mascot had ones. That was quite something. Oh yeah, the ducks. I forgot about the ducks. I find it kind of felt a little bit bad for Rorik because he kept for Boof. God, I can't wait until I finally have a fursuit so I can do these sort of photos.